Whenever we watch a film, unknowingly, we take in the surroundings of a scene and everything that's seen on screen. Can the use of surveillance cameras and surveillance shots affect the mise-en-scène and change the way a narrative is presented? Let's find out. National Treasure is a film about Benjamin Gates, a treasure hunter who faces many challenges while in the process of trying to clear his ancestor's name. These scenes which I have selected to analyze on takes place in London. The mise-en-scène shows us that Riley is in the toilet and his demeanor shows us that he is not there to just simply use the toilet for its sole purpose. The song and clean cuts give a sense of seriousness and urgency of the situation. In the toilet cubicle, Riley can be seen hacking into Buckingham Palace's security system, giving him access to the surveillance and alarm system. This allows Riley to appear as someone of power as he monitors everyone's movements and even has the power to change the situation. According to Frightbug, the screen is a virtual window which dramatically alters viewers' conception of space and time. Thanks to digital technologies and editing, this long scenario turns into a 40-second scene on screen. Here, during a car chase, Ben uses the traffic surveillance camera by running a red light as he did not have a camera with him. In the heat of this hot pursuit, the breaking of laws and use of a traffic surveillance camera builds up the suspense of the scene. Moving on to the next film, Rear Window. Rear Window is one of Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, a 1954 surveillance film. This film tells us how Jeff learns about his neighbor's dark secret. The concept of this surveillance film is that we see everything through Jeff's eyes. His use of binoculars and a camera to spy on his neighbors explain the iris shots used. It is to signify that we are viewing from Jeff's point of view. The setting for majority of this film takes place in Jeff's apartment. In this scene where Jeff's custard leg is shown along with other objects in his apartment, just from that we can automatically assume that he works as a journalist and we can know how he got injured. According to Morrow, Hitchcock based this film on the Kuleshov effect, where a medium shot or a close-up of Jeff is always shown first following shots of what Jeff sees, which in this case, his neighbors. The idea of a surveillance shot is to allow viewers to be able to relate with what the main character sees. Rear Window uses lighting to tell the narrative of this film. Upon Jeff being discovered by Thornwald, the lighting gradually becomes darker, indicating suspense. Towards the end of the film, very little light is used to show only significant parts of the frame. Lastly, Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity is one of the most well-known surveillance films we know today. Paranormal Activity 2's fixed cameras constitute a form of creative restraint that push the boundaries of cinematic narrative. The entire film is based mainly on surveillance shots. Approximately 5 to 6 still cameras and one handheld camera were used to film the entire film. In this film, people and things can be seen moving in and out of the frame because of the still shots. According to Rhombus, there are 2 levels of film, the security footage and the footage shaped into a handheld footage. The film felt rather realistic as only natural lighting was used. It did not have 100% good lighting during the entire movie, and this allows viewers to be able to relate to their fears up to a certain extent. The sounds were very subtle and nothing too dramatic if not necessary to preserve the nature of a surveillance film. This film also used only clean cuts when transitioning from one scene to another, besides indication of nights where fades are used. Subtle sounds, movements, and shadows create suspense as subjects move in and out of the frame, as we as viewers do not know what to expect next. As it transitions from one frame to another, it slowly shows us a narrative without needing a dialogue. Again, thanks to the possibilities of digital technologies, a 2-month long of happenings has turned into a 1 hour 30-minute long movie. So, can the use of surveillance cameras and surveillance shots affect the mise-en-scène and change the way a narrative is presented? I'll leave that up to you to decide.